but what he had us do is just pick out a magazine clipping that we were attracted to. And and I think it was kind of a study in black and white. But what was interesting about this particular image, and I painted it at the time and I didn't really think much about it, but later on, I work in the field of music therapy, and I do mostly elderly, physically, mentally challenged adults, some Alzheimer's memory care facilities, and also some acute, some locked wards. So I'm using music in everything I've learned with Unarius and music as well. But there was one particular case, there was a woman, and she was in a locked ward, but it was a fenced-in, big chain link fence and locked gate, but they were able to come out of the house. Some facilities you can't come out of the hospital building, but in this case they could come out and wander around. But every time I would come, when I was leaving, she would follow me around the whole time I was there, like she was a relative or something, but she would just stick close to me like a little girl. And she would always come to the gate, and I was parked down the hill, and she would stand there at the gate and she would wave, and she would look so sad. And even when I got in my car, which was like a quarter mile down the hill, she would stand there still waving until I was totally out of sight, and she would be so sad. And I would always assure her, I'll be back next week, I'll be back again. And then a couple times she was just in tears, and I felt there was an immediate connection between us, and I felt really close to her when I first came. And then there was this episode one day, actually all of the time whenever I came. She would be carrying this little doll, but she was like Polynesian looking, black hair, dark skin, and she carried around this little doll that was, very white and blonde hair. And I kept thinking I wanted to do something for her one day, and so I said, I thought, well, I'll get a little doll that looks like her, because they have little Negro dolls and other things, but dark skin doll. And so I did, and I gave it to her, and I said, this is yours. I gave it to her as a present. I thought she'd really like it. And she said, no, that's yours. And what I realized, it still touches me, at the time, I was a man in the service, and I had come to an island where she lived, and I had just taken advantage of her. But when the child was born, I said, that's not mine. And so I didn't want to marry her. I just wanted to have physical relations with her and leave. So kind of like Madame Butterfly. So I realized what it was, that, I'd left her with a child, and that's why she said, that's not mine, that's yours. And I saw several other things with this painting, but the point is, it was a healing experience. And when I had the realizations, because that's the point of past life therapy, is when you recognize the past and you're able to turn it around for the positive. And I did love her very much, and I assured her that I was coming back every week, and et cetera, et cetera. And most of the time, the patients in these facilities, especially the subacute, will be there till they die. Mm-hmm. People kind of just leave them there to die because they don't know how to deal with it. And shortly after I had this realization, she was released, and I never saw her again. So, we both had a healing with that. While I'm up here too, as far as music therapy is concerned, because that's another one of the arts. And what I try to do, because it's like I don't have the ability physically to heal any of these patients. I work with, sometimes I do rooms one-on-one, but most of the time I'm working with a big group. And they have all kinds of diseases. Some of them are just recuperating, and some are there until they die, as I mentioned. But I don't have the physical knowledge, and even I didn't have the just like he was talking about taking art classes. I never took music therapy classes, but because I've done this in Unarius, I wouldn't have been able to do it without all of the psychotherapy that I learned for 15, 20 years in Unarius. But people will say, gosh, that man, he's been in the hospital for 6 months, and he hasn't spoken a word. No one can get him to talk. And you get him in your class, and he's singing. And what I look at myself is as because I'm aware of the brothers, now that you know what the brothers are, I'm aware of them, and they know. They're so advanced that the healing brothers and sisters on Venus are able to use my voice when I'm in tune with them, like a radio, like you're turning a knob on a radio set. When I'm in tune with them, then my voice becomes like a carrier wave, and they can piggyback those healing frequencies on my voice. So music is the medium. It's a universal language. But on top of that is the healing frequencies. And people see miraculous things in my class, and I know it's not me. And they'll say, they won't come out of their room for any class but yours. Or, like as I mentioned earlier, they're depressed, or they've been told all their life, you can't. You sound horrible. You can't sing. And I encourage, everybody, you find that spark within them, the light, the creative spark. And I get, again, people that don't participate in anything else, have never sung, don't want to, don't think they can, and by the end of the class or classes, they are doing it and loving it. So that's just one other aspect of art and creativity.
You ready?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, the next part is you. This is interactive, so we're not just standing up here being talking heads. You're going to go out there. We have tables set up outside. We brought lots and lots of mediums. Although it said in the brochure to bring your own and favorite medium, we thought, well, in case people come that didn't bring mediums with them, although it looks like now we have quite a few more, but we do have various kinds of mediums with pastels, and you can go back to your early years in crayons. We have acrylics and all kinds of things for fun.
Are you going to take them on that journey?
Oh, yeah, I forgot first. Okay.
So this is part of the class where what we're going to do is we're going to give you a journey to the inner planes, the plane of Muse. And this is a guided imagery tour, and so it's going to require your participation and buying into it to make it help and work for you. And Lonnie is going to lead this through this guided imagery. I think the lights are fine. It's pretty dark in here.
Okay. So what I'd like you all to do is close your eyes and get relaxed. Relax all your muscles. Take some deep breaths. It's very easy to store tension and not be aware of it. And you just the whole point is you don't want to be aware of your body. Oh, that hurts, let me change, because you don't want, the whole thing is to lose consciousness with your current surroundings, the material. You want to elevate your mind to a whole different plane, to be taking, the classes with the masters, etc. So we don't have any music?
I don't know where they're at.
Okay. So normally we would have some beautiful music in the background, but that didn't turn out. So you'll just have to imagine your favorite soothing, relaxing music. So imagine a beautiful, big, crystalline, clear bubble. And because many of you have never been to a higher plane, a higher frequency dimension, you each have your own bubble to climb in. This is your vehicle that's going to allow you to leave the earth plane and rise up, watch earth fall behind. And we are going to go to the plane of Muse, because Muse is the plane of the arts. And this bubble will also allow you to be in this higher frequency dimension, which wouldn't support your physical body. It would be like you were floating in air in mid-space. So, as we come to this plane, you'll notice looking around you that everything has this beautiful shimmer and sheen and sparkle beyond what you can even imagine have ever seen on Earth. but maybe similar to after a light morning dew, where the dewdrops are on the leaves of the trees and the grass, and the sun hits them and throws out these rainbow colors, filling the air around you, and everything is so crystal clear. And even though these things are looking like crystal, they're as soft or softer than the plants or trees or flowers on the earth. And there's huge flowers and wildlife around you, a beautiful pond, things to give the artist inspiration. You could stay here for days and paint these beautiful butterflies, huge butterflies, doves. And you look around and there is a temple in the distance. You don't have to physically walk in this dimension. Wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are instantaneously. No time and space. So we go to visit the temple. And inside this temple, beautiful, beautiful crystalline temple. And everything has kind of a coral hue. Coral is the color of muse, the plane of the arts. And you sit for a moment just to try and take in everything around you on this crystalline bench. And again, it's not hard. It molds to your body. And there, in the center of the temple, are 3 crystalline steps, and there's this flame, but it's not fire. It's just this living energy flame. And you notice people are walking up the stairs and walking through this flame. And on the other side, they look so much brighter. They're just like these glowing sparks with a human form. And this is a cleansing flame. Get rid of the dross of material life and thoughts that might weigh you down, put a drag on your creativity. And so you get in line, not quite sure, but everything so far has been so beautiful. And as you walk up the steps and enter into this flame, your whole body just feels like it's glowing, like you're emitting these beautiful beams of light yourself. And you walk quickly through, although you want to stay. No time is needed to stay, and you walk down. But again, feeling this feeling of upliftment and beauty and lightness of being and clarity of mind. And your vision expanding to feel at one with the universe. And able to see, it's like the walls are not barriers. You can see out to the forest and the streams, and up above there's clouds that are rainbow colors, just swirling energies. And it's so beautiful. And you have this feeling that nothing is impossible, that all of these beings that live and work here, and our teachers and our brothers and our spiritual guides, are there with one thought and motive and purpose, and that is to help their younger brothers and sisters on the spiritual pathway, to inspire them, to uplift them, to help them in all ways. And so that whatever you attempt, they will help and inspire you to what is already existent within you, but needs to come out and express itself. And maybe you've been too timid, and now you know you have this help. You can feel this warmth surrounding you and going, not just like when someone hugs you, but just flowing through your body. And you're ready to express. And so we take our bubble back home to earth. And we're going to bring that image, the things that we've seen, the feelings that we've had, and express them in any way that we wish, and feel that flow of infinite creativity, no end. Anything is possible, and you can express that beauty to the world, and not only feel the inspiration yourself, but inspire everyone around you with your art.
I like utilitarian art, so I tend to paint things and then use them. And so rather than just having dull-looking things, or like with the class that I teach with physically, mentally challenged adults, like we just took old boxes, they're going to throw them away and paint the outside, then you can use it to give a gift in, or we make the gift and then we make the box to give it away in. So crayons, acrylics, he has pastels, there's some pastels, here's some Sharpies in all different colors, colored pencils. So come up here and grab what you like.
There you go. All right. Enjoy. Please try and remember which box you took it out of.
I only have one pastel, little pastel, so.
Pass it up. Again, if you have your own stuff.
Yeah, if you have your own stuff, that's even better, but if you didn't bring anything with you, I have some spray adhesive too, if you cut up stuff and you want to glue it on, like a collage. Even if someone wants to do like a Japanese lantern, paint a Japanese lantern, I have that as well.
You can look at and grab and use as inspiration. There's lots of stuff here.
This is, where did it go?
So help yourself, pass it around.
This is what, the cardboard, just so you know, it bends a little bit with the water. So you
Oh,
know.
no.
There you go, there's some more, you pass these around.
Just know with the water, the paper, even watercolor paper curls just a little bit. There's,
Anybody need paper? Everybody okay?
cut up pieces of paper. That was fine.
There you go. You're welcome.
So boxes, oh, I forgot, where's the,
Exactly. No limitations. Don't let what I've done. I just grab what I can.
so if you just want plain old paper, but here, this is just plain old white paper. And if you're working with pastels, that is the paper for the pastels. Here's, if someone wants to do like a greeting card, you want to write something on a greeting card and then do art on the outside, I've got envelopes and greeting cards.